Hi YouTube, welcome back. This is part 2 of what I was talking about yesterday of can a married man, married woman be friends with the opposite sex, and why that might cause confusion and division within somebody's marriage. And I was just about to get on the topic of Cecil and that family friend, and then my camera cut off or whatever. So what I was saying about that was, while Dr. Simone would be at work, Cecil would be spending a lot of his time with this woman, allegedly. Golfing, I think, perhaps going to lunch and stuff like that. And all the while, this woman is becoming emotionally attached to Cecil, and vice versa. And that's exactly what I mean about these so-called friendships. It doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts with an emotional attachment. Cecil was probably telling this woman, my wife is at work all day, she don't spend time with me, we barely have sex. Because if you watch the show, that was always kind of a bone of contention between them, that she was too tired to do the do, you know. And sometimes if you're talking to the opposite sex about personal things like that, you know, they know where the cracks in the foundation is. So again, I just don't think that it's a good idea to entertain opposite sex friends, particularly if your spouse feels uncomfortable about it, or if your spouse comes to you and and lets you know what, I feel like you're getting kind of close to him or her. I would like for you to sever ties, or perhaps well, let's go out on a double date with that person and their spouse, or that person and their man or woman or whatever. And again, I think red flags are if your spouse or you doesn't want to let that friend go, then there's a potential for issues to arise in your marriage. No one, as I've said many times before, no one should be coming between you and your spouse, period. Not children, not your parents, not your BFF that you've known for 40 years. And if that BFF that you've known for 40 years is the opposite sex and you can't let that person go, then perhaps you should have married that person and not married somebody else. I can't stand, and something else that I've noticed is some people like messiness and drama. I'm not that person. So I got too much lip gloss on. And the first video, please disregard my ashy hands. I'm about to go into work, and I got lotion, so because I know people are going to notice my ashy knuckles, but whatever. So again, recap, it depends on the relationship. I say each couple is different. Just, if you're a wife, if you're a husband, just pay attention to your spouse. If a new person comes into the marriage or whatever. And my strong opinion is, if you're married, there should be no new opposite sex friends taking up your time. You're going to lunch with them, you're spending time on the phone talking to them. And I know some people, they're, either might take offense. And another thing that I've noticed, like online, when this topic comes up, you have women saying things like, well, you're insecure. And when I say they're not necessarily saying me, they're just saying women who are married who might have a problem with their husband talking to a single woman is insecure, or maybe you should have married a different man, or maybe you should pick different friends. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, those women don't have husbands. Therefore, they don't have nothing to lose. And they probably want to be in some woman's husband's face. Yeah, I said it. So, of course, they don't see anything wrong with it. But wait until they get married. It's going to be a completely different scenario. They're going to understand, I got to protect my home. We as women, we set the tone of our homes. So you have to, in a sense, protect your husband, protect your family. And this is something that a lot of people maybe don't discuss online. You know, in our community, there are not a lot of older women talking to younger women about maintaining a marriage, being a wife, becoming a wife, stuff like that. I'm trying to talk to the younger generation, or any woman that might be interested in hearing my message. My message is when it comes to relationships and marriage and stuff like that. Because one thing I've noticed is it's a anything goes society. If it feels good, do it. And a lot of times what feels good is detrimental to your marriage, to your health, to your family. You know, sometimes you have to use logic and not think with your heart. Use logic and not think with what's down there. You know, people let lust and other things, you know, destroy, you know, their marriage or their relationships. So, and I think, you know, something as innocent as friendships can also, you know, break apart a marriage. So you just have to be on your guard. And women who might, you know, think that this is kind of harsh or whatever, when you get a husband, be married a few years, come back at me. If you don't have a husband, then you're not gonna know until you have one. So check out my other videos. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've made some. You know, I've been so busy. I do plan to be back with more. And I would like to do like a marriage, you know, so a marriage series, you know, talking to young women. One video idea I have is what to expect during your first year of marriage. And so hopefully I'll be coming back with that soon. I might even do it today before I go into work. So again, check out my other videos and you have a great day. Bye.